Okay, you all, let's do this. I'm live.
I just looked at my wrist, I got tired of day. Fuck it, I'm crossing the line today. The hate be so real, the love be fake.
Okay, I meant that to be the instrumental. I do have time today. Let me cut the instrumental on. That's what I usually play. Ooh, they got me by surprise. Come in, hit like and hit share. Right, let's get this thing started. Let's get this party started, right? Now I'm playing the right track. Wow, let's get it started. Let's get it started. People come in, hit like and hit share. Today, August 15th, marks the 50th year anniversary, and it also marks the death of the United States dollar. August 15th, 2021. August 15th, 1971. The dollar became dead, and Bitcoin is up $47,000. Who got time today? Or rather, time tonight, right? So let's talk about this new financial system and really break down, right, what the mark of the beast is. Gwen, you got time today? Gwen, Gwen, when I first came on, I hit the wrong song. It wasn't an instrumental, right? It had the lyrics in it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. The wrong song. Got my echo coming up. So you all hit that thumbs up. I switched screens, right? You all pray with me that I get no copyright strike on this one. I'm gonna be a good girl on this live stream. My daughter laughed. My daughter laughed at me. I sent her the link to that video, and she laughed. She said, "Mama, I went to pull up the video, right?" And she said, "I saw that they removed it." She said, "Mama, you so bad." Who got time today? I just told my mentor I was on the phone with. I said, this song has been with me. I've been thinking about time and travel. Time and travel, right? Let me cut this off. Time and travel. Time and travel has been heavily on my mind lately. Time and travel to the point that I purchased a new watch, right? And I was telling him that I got a new watch. Let me check my Wi-Fi. My live stream is looking a little blurry. Come on, Wi-Fi, I need you to get right on this one. This is a very important topic. So Wi-Fi, I need you to clear up and show with clarity. Okay, I think it's a little better. Hello, Selena. Hello, thank you for all the digital love and the emojis. Donald said LOL. Yeah, my daughter, I sent her that link. She said, Mama, YouTube said, I have to go back and watch it, Gwen. She said YouTube said they deleted your video. She said you so bad. Then I'll have to go back and watch it. Good evening, Phoenix 33. Right. I'm glad I'm in good spirits, great spirits, because this is a very deep topic we have to talk about. The 666 mark of the beast financial system. As I was saying, hello to everyone as I highlight your name, right? The power is in the people. Let's stand up. Hello to you all. My moderators that's on, look like Gwen is the only one. If she can stick the entire live stream, right? You might have to block some people. I don't know. But I am professing an affirmation that positive energy people will be attracted to this live stream, right? Peace. Positive energy always creates elevation, right? That will be attracted to this live stream because this is a very deep topic. So let me show you as we are changing our currency system from cash to crypto. As we have Bitcoin, I was very anxious in a sense to see how the crypto market would respond to the 50th year anniversary or the mark of the dollar becoming debt, right? And so Bitcoin is in the green at 47,000. ETH, Ethers or Ethereum is at $3,302 as the 555 just popped up, 555 on Bitcoin, right? The 555, and we got Doge at the 33. Doge has increased by 2 cents since my last live stream. We got Doge at the 33 mark. And then XRP is taking a little cool down, but it's still at 129. ADA was at 233. Cardano was at 233 last night, right? It's taking a little cool down, a little reset. But Bitcoin was at the 555. And I don't know what that yellow thing that SHA-256 means just a few minutes ago, but 5 is the number of victory, war, right? And war, David had 5 smooth stones in the Bible, but he received victory. Those smooth stones are crystals, right? And divine order, right? Divine order. In the church world, they used to say 5 is the number of grace, but that's not the number for 5, right? And so yes, all of the big dogs are doing well, and everything is in the green. On the 50th means jubilee, bankrupt, right? Freedom from bondage. Freedom from bondage. Okay, thank you, Gwen. Yeah, Cardano is at 218. It was at 233 yesterday, and you all keep me up to date. I'm getting my Wi-Fi signal sometimes is fluctuating. Saying that it's weak and not weak on this live stream. So let's talk about this, right? As the dollar 50th year debt, no fiat currency has lasted past 50 years. And so let's look at the announcements that has been made about the dollar on today, right? Number one, the Biden administration's on today confirms it will boost food stamps by a record amount. So this is a sign on 8/15/2021, right, that they are definitely bankrupting the dollar, definitely crashing the dollar, right, just giving it away in record amounts. So this is an up-to-date article. Boost food stamps by the record amount. Wow, historical amount. Just go ahead and bankrupt the system is the plan. The U.S. Agriculture Department, USDA, on Monday will announce a revised nutrition standards dramatically, according to this article. Very dramatic change, boosting the average food stamps benefits. The agency confirmed on Sunday. I think that this is definitely a move to show as well that public schools that offer usually 2 free meals a day, right, or offer meals at a very reduced cost or rate is a sign that public schools will be shut down or closing down soon, right? So this is the New York Times first reported the plan to unveil the largest permanent benefits increase in history, people. In history of the government's primary anti-hunger program, saying the change will result in the average benefits more than 25% versus pre-pandemic levels. Under the new rules, right? New rules, average monthly benefits $121 per person before this pandemic will rise by $36 in October. And the newspaper reported adding that all 42 million people in the program would receive additional aid. 42 million, 4 plus 2 is 6. This is exactly what we're going to talk about. 6 is the mark of man, the day of man, right? The day of man, and not the number of government. So at the time, a temporary 15% increase in benefits as a part of this pandemic relief will expire September 30th. And so they had already boosted this by 3.5 million earlier this year, which provides about $27 more per person, per household, per month, or over $100 more a month, right? Over $100 more a month if you have like a household of four, in addition of food stamp benefits. And so, yeah, just pretty much going to go ahead and bankrupt this current system out. Um, I do think this will also include, okay, Mika said the school lunches are completely free. That doesn't matter. Does this account into um, the family's income status of the household income, or it doesn't matter in California? I know you're in Cali. Does that not matter in California? Do they not take account? And I do know the school system shifted last year to where it did not matter what the household income was. In my area, in my state, the kids had free lunches, right? At schools as well. So for the working class, some things that may be an alarm for them is that uh, they take account here in Cali. Okay, I don't know what that means, charisma. Mika's from Cali. She said it doesn't matter. So I don't. Okay, and so with that being said, the bigger picture is the dollar is definitely being bankrupted or eased out of the system. Right now, another article that I'm going to share, and then we're going to get into 666. Uh, okay, yeah, charisma, that's true. They made it free, but people still have to apply. As I have 166 people on. So I'm speaking about 666 and the mark of the beast and the financial currency system. Um, okay, they didn't want people or kids bringing lunch to school because wow, that's interesting though. I didn't know that it can be contaminated on foods. But anyway, but okay. The CDC's eviction moratoriums puts us on the path to more system, and the Biden administration this month launched its most diabolical attack yet on our freedoms. I did a live stream earlier explaining that the three things that would be taken away for many is freedom, finance, and family, right? Freedom, finance, and family. A lot of family units will be separated, right? During this time, unfortunately. And it is likely to get away with it because congressional Republicans either don't understand the states that are too timid to stand up and fight, right? But at this issue, the Center for Disease Control, they have extended the moratoriums in 91 countries to October the 1st. My thing is, if you're going to extend it to October, just go ahead and wait to the end of the year, right? I mean, what's 2 more months? But I know the landlords need it. But if you're gonna play a game, just go ahead and put everybody in mind with a plan. Don't wait to the 11th hour in which landlords were getting everything in place and properly trying to retrieve their funds, so that landlords, being small business owners, can survive as well, right? And so they're stating in this article that by temporary halting evictions in counties, again, 91 counties, right, that this trajectory is going to further put the government in position to take control of ownership of property owners' taxes, right? And yeah, this definitely, as Mika gives the 1111, um, give give the government more power, more control to take the property taxes away from small business owners. I mean, not the property taxes, but the properties away from small business owners, right? And wow, Charisma says she read that on CDC site as well. They will separate the families. Yeah, families, finances, and freedom. family, finances, and freedom. Yes, positive vibes. I'm so glad. I'm glad for you that you caught a live stream, right? Mika, thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting. And I think why I'm in the Bible anyway, because we're about to go into Revelation 13. I think I'm going to bring up some more about 666, about being in the proper place with the proper people for prosperity. That is so, so important. That is so important. Now, I which way do I want to go? Which way do I want to go? Let's start with this first. I'm going to share this with you first, and then we'll get into Revelations, right? We'll get into Revelations.
In this video, we'll explore nanotechnology. The world is shrinking, meaning, among other things, robots will soon be traveling in your bloodstream. So, let's get started. The world is getting small.
Did you all hear that? Amongst nanotechnology, amongst other things, soon robots will be traveling in your bloodstream. I'm going to play it again, right?
In this video, we'll explore nanotechnology. The world is shrinking, meaning, among other things, robots will soon be traveling in your bloodstream. So, let's get started. The world is getting smaller, so let's talk about nanotechnology. We're talking about the nanometer, the nanometer. This is a billionth of a meter. We're talking about small here. Just to give you an idea of how small a nanometer is, 100,000 nanometers is the size of a human hair. So take that 100,000 and drive it all the way down. We're talking small. We're talking about the atomic level. Let me give you an illustration here. The American Society of Mechanical Engineers says that nanotechnology will leave virtually no aspect of life untouched and is expected to be in widespread use by 2020. This was all predicted by Richard Feynman, a world-famous physicist, who said in 1959, there's plenty of room at the bottom. What was he talking about? Well, computers used to fill an entire building. Now they fit on your wrist. Transistors are shrinking, as we've seen earlier, getting down by the mid-2020s to a single atom in size. What scientists have discovered is that the difference between one thing and another is not its atomic makeup, it's simply the order in which the atoms are put together. This is how they convert sand into silicon. It's how we convert coal into gold, how we take old, sick people and turn them into young, healthy ones. Okay, that's off into the future. Near-term nanotech, it's already here. We already have devices that by 2018, your smartphone will have a video projector in it that will produce 3D imagery. Yeah, 2018, it's coming. By 2025, it'll be the end of laundry. Nothing will get dirty. By building textiles where dirt literally fluffs right off. We're already seeing robots in technology. Robots are now building other robots. Why do we need a robot building another robot? Because the robots that the robots are building are really, really tiny, down to the molecular level. This is having huge benefits. Ultra-high yield agriculture, zero pollution manufacturing, cheap power, environmental remediation, even eventually personal spacecraft. We're seeing medical nanorobotics as well. We're looking at artificial red blood cells, artificial white blood cells. When they find an infection, they devour it. Already in the marketplace, look at what's going on in one type of eye surgery. Right now, the traditional methodology, painful injections, big risk of infection and very expensive, being replaced by nanoparticles that float in eye drops. You self-treat at home, you just give yourself an eye drop. Quick, painless. Same results as the surgery. No risk of infection. 90% cheaper. That's the promise and hope of nanotech. What you're looking at here, every dot you see is an atom. We're looking at tiny robots that will be able to perform glaucoma surgery, gastric bypass surgery, even provide dental repairs.
Did you all listen to that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gwen said the video was a little blurry. Okay, I stopped showing that one. But it is so small, right? Let me know if it's coming clear now. The nanotechnology. So when people say that this cannot, and he showed that this technology is even in eye drops, right? Let me read some comments. Wealth Builder, what was you in the private Zoom for the home-based business? Wealth Builder. All this technology, but they watch people die daily of diseases. That's true. It is too much. Has anyone seen the Terminator 2 movie? Look up T1000. I definitely would look that up. Those are pretty much my numbers. This is not to scare. This is just to prepare, right? Because you have to be educated, right? It's not to scare. Okay, Wealth Builder, great deal, good deal. I need to know your real name, right? And not to prepare. So where can you find this Terminator 2 movie? Where can you find it? Like where can you watch it? And as you're answering that, right, I have some more for you. And so remember when we discussed that Sweden was the only country that has not been shut down, right? Still never been in quarantine or anything because about 2 years ago, Sweden did uh, move to a cashless system, and many had or received the microchips implants, right? The microchips implants. And so let's share this with you as well. And then we're going to go into scripture so you can see this, right? Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Definitely will. I'm just reading Patricia's comment, trying to understand it. So let's watch this.
The most cutting-edge thing about Hannes Sjöblad isn't the phone in his hand. It's the microchip actually in his hand. The tiny implant is the latest advance in a biohacking technology that is steadily becoming a part of normal life in Sweden.
We have created a new implant, which is not a chip, it's a full device where you can add different lights, different vibration, different functions. Sweden is a very tech-literate society. And I think this is the main explanation, really, why a lot of Swedes are adopting chip implants.
Swedes haven't been shy about upgrading themselves with the new version. Thousands already have microchip implants that they use in their daily lives, waving their hand to gain entrance to the gym, confirm their ID, or make payments. A short moment of pain not putting them off becoming part Swede, part machine. This event is an implant party, simply where...
Did you all hear the part machine? Exactly, positive vibe. This is true. Did you all hit the part machine statement? Part machine. Let me rewind that.
This event is an implant party, simply where ordinary people can show up and get a microchip embedded under their skin. The biohacking movement in Sweden is hosting them all over Europe, but it's at home where they get the most willing recipients.
I think it's really cool. You don't have to carry any keys or anything. It's just your body. In maybe 10 years, everything will be in your hand.
In Sweden, more than anywhere else, the future is already here. The national train company SJ has around 2,600 people signed up to use microchips instead of train tickets. And no need to mind the generation gap. 18-year-old Felicia and father Magnus still bear the scars of their new implants. Student Hannah Herving is also freshly chipped and now just needs to program it to open doors. Although importantly for a future career, it does already connect to her LinkedIn.
Some people say I'm mad that I don't know if it's safe and all that, but people have been putting these chips into animals for 20 years. So I'm not worried about that.
The long-term goal is for the new chips to help provide medical care in remote communities. They're already getting under the skin of the Swedes and may soon become just another normal part of modern life and of the human body. Paul Rees, Al Jazeera, Lund, Sweden.
So, wow. If you listen to the interview, right, the young lady says she's not afraid because they've been putting this in animals for the past 20 years, right? And then they said causing some people to, right, keyword is animal, right? Yeah, it is here. So let's go into Revelations. We're going to talk about the right hand, but I'm going to show you the mark, right, in the forehead that many have not talked about, right? So Revelations 13, starting with verse 16 through 17, and he causes all, right, both small and great, and rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. So this is already happening. Or, this is the key word right here, or in their foreheads. Most people are not aware the forehead mark, right? And so, are in their foreheads, right? And so, and then no man can buy or sell. No man can buy or sell, save that he had the mark, right? Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? Here is wisdom. Let him that hath an understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. Beast is just representation, as the young lady said, they've been doing them for animals, so testing on animals first, right? Now, this is the number of man, and his number is 603 score 6. The number of man is 6, right? Genesis 6, man was created on the 6th day, and God said it was very good, right? God said that this is very good. It's the only thing on the 3rd day that God said it was very good. Also, right, the number 6 is completion of a thing. It is completion of the thing. It is considered to the completion of labor and work. And that's why in the 7th year, there must be free of debts, free of labor. That's why so many people are now getting more money to not work at home. If we look at Deuteronomy 15 and 12, right, let's pull that up. Deuteronomy 15 and 12, you're going to see that that number is not the number that's a bad thing or that people should be afraid of. That's just the representation of man, right? And is also the representation of work and slavery, right? So Deuteronomy 15 verses 12 is the redemption of slaves after 6 years of labor, right? Let me see. Can I pull this up? And is that you should work for 6 years, right? And in the 7th year, again, seven means fulfillment of a thing. It does not mean the completion of a thing. It just means it is a divine transition and it must be fulfilled. So he says, if any of your people, right, the man, the Hebrew, whether you are male or female, men or women, sell themselves to you and serve yourself 6 years, in the 7th year, you have to let them go free. And how are you sold in this servant day, in this current day in 2021, by your birth certificate, right? When you are born, they mark your footprint and you become government property, right? And that's why people understanding the straw man and the sovereign man is a big issue. However, there are so many rights that you have taken, that's taken away from you if you elect not to be into the system, as far as your health services that can be received. It's so many rights that you have to be relinquished of if you become a sovereign person or understand the straw man and not your birth certificate or your birthright. So at birth, right, you become government property. But according to the Bible, right, that even with that, every 7 years, and this is why 7 years, the economy always resets itself, right? That government has to have a economic reset, and we are entering the 7th year of Shemitah, right? Um, Yes, 6 is the number of carbon. It is the number of life. And if I replay that video on nanotechnology, you will also see alchemist taking place, right? If you all need me to replay that, I will. You can see when he said through nanotechnology, you have coal converted into gold, right? It talks about that carbon, and I tell you all that 3 is the number of chemical change, that 666 is carbon life, represents the formula for carbon life, and that the whole idea of Jesus transforming water into wine on the 3rd day of the wedding was that people, it is a sign, a parable, that people will be transformed from carbon beings into crystal beings, right? And nanotechnology is doing this right now. I agree with you. E.T. Eric Thomas. The mark of the beast isn't about tattoos and piercings. It's about the ability to do business, to trade, to invest, to earn income. We will learn how to do business supernaturally. This is true. We should learn the kingdom laws and supernatural business. But see, this is what many people don't get out of Revelations 13. The mark in their foreheads. The mark of their foreheads. The brown hornet says, yes, the last 4 digits of your social, right? And so the mark on your forehead, this is your pineal gland. This is what most people don't know how to protect. This is when people say when you get tested and that needle or whatever they tested you with goes up all the way to your pineal gland. This is, let me show you something that I read in Revelations um 22, and then we're going to look at Jacob, right? So this is how Eden is restored. This is how you can be restored. Understanding the pineal gland, right? Understanding the pineal gland. So let's first, I talked about 666 is carbon, representation for carbon. And people, no, people don't need to stay away from crystals, because there's a lot of crystals right now that's helping people stay healthy, especially through radiation. That's what David had. The 5 smooth stones was crystals. Anything, right? And I'm about to go into this. The anointing oil is called crystals. That's where we get the word Christ. No, Selena, you're fine with crystals. Tourmaline is keeping people healthy from radiation because it's radiation that's causing the sickness. It's not a virus. Anything from the earth, sun gazing, earthing, crystals, Himalayan salt, healthy is what people need. As Revelations 22 talk about, and he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystals, proceeding out of the throne of God. See, this is what you've been told to stay away from. This is what you should be running to. Now, in the midst of the street of it was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manners of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. You all know what this means? 22, this is the answer. In the midst of it, on either side of the river, was there the tree of life. See, your vagus gland, your 7 chakras through your throat, it goes into the nerves of your body, which is referred to as the tree of life. And the 12 manner of fruits that yields this fruit every month is when once a month the moon enters into your zodiac sign, also known as the sun, sun sign, right? And no, I'm saying people need to convert from carbon. This is the parable of the water into wine, to crystal beings, in order to remain healthy by using the healing powers of the crystals and the earth realm and the sun gazing and earthing, even water and beaches. This is why our weather has been so distorted. And so it says that there was a tree of life which bare 12 manners of fruits. This is a representation of the 12 disciples. The word disciples means to discipline. And yield their fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing. So once a month, when the moon enters into your zodiac sign, which is your sun, sun sign, you get this gift from God that releases this anointing oil that returns 1/10 to the Lord, to your brain, the center of your brain, your claustrum, where we get the word classroom from. And because many people don't know that this transaction happens in their pineal, they don't get their 12 fruits, and they don't get their internal healing. So anytime your pineal gland is affected, anytime, for example, that you brush your teeth with fluoride, that affects your spiritual eye, the mark. See, in Revelations 13, it did not say the mark on your forehead. It says in the forehead. In the forehead. Right? In the forehead. When people don't know that once a month they get a gift from God, and they get 12 gifts from the year, and that this oil, this anointing oil, these crystals that is smeared and rubbed with them internally, when they don't take time during this time to consecrate, it affects their spiritual eye, and they cannot make intelligent decisions, and they cannot be led by the Spirit. Right? And so those who live by the Spirit of God are the sons of God, or the sonship of God. And so when we ask ourselves over and over again, I can't see why my family member can't see this. I don't understand why they don't understand. I can't understand why they can't see. It's because their spiritual eye, their pineal gland, has been affected and infected. right? And they don't receive that gift. They don't consecrate during those days. They don't even know about this teaching because it's not taught in churches the correct way. Even Revelations is a book that most pastors stay away from because they can't understand and they can't interpret it. Right? And so with that being said, right? Um, thank you. Eric says the Garden of Eve, which had 4 streams or 4 rivers, 4 sources, is made up of unique stones and rivers. Salt crystals cured the waters. Reference 2 Kings 20, 2 and 20. I definitely will look at that. Yes, don't demonize what you don't understand. I have on a crystal right now around my neck for those, I have copper and gold and silver also is health and healing to wear, right? And so we look at the very first place in the Bible that Jacob or the pineal gland was revealed, right? The pineal gland was revealed. And I also have another video I'm going to show you where Elon Musk is also inserting chips right in the brain. So this is Genesis 32. And Jacob wrestled with God. After he sent them across the stream, right? A stream, he sent over all of his possessions. So Jacob was left alone in the pineal gland. And during this time of the month, you should be in consecration, meditation with God alone. And a man wrestled with him to daybreak. That was the Antichrist. That was the fleshly man. That was the carnal man, not the spiritual person in him. And when the man saw that he could not overpower him, right? Jacob, spirit man, and also God is in this equation as well. The try, right? He touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip wrenched as he wrestled with the man. And then the man said, "Let me go because it's daybreak." See, understanding what you get after the sunrise, another gift from God, is so important. It is so important. Yes, the sun, see, daybreak, it is so good. It is so good. It is for your pineal gland. And for my Patreon members, your day is going to be Wednesday. I did my private training with my business partners, but I'm going to teach on what millionaires do in the morning. You're going to understand the power of sunrise, right? And the power of sleeping at sunset. And so Jacob said, "I won't let you go until you bless me." And he asked for his name. So Jacob called this place, as the spelling is different, Peniel or Pineal. He said, "Because I saw God face to face and my life was spared." You want to spare your life, understand what it takes through the spirituality transformation of the pineal gland. So the sun rose above him as he passed pineal. This is what you were saying. That sun gazing is so good, right? This is what move with willpower just brought out. The sun rose above him as he passed, right? Pineal. And he was limping because of his hip, right? The sun rose above him, and his breakthrough didn't come to daybreak. There are spiritual powers, right, that you get from the sun set and the rising of the sun. This is where you get the concept of if I be lifted up. And Christ said, if God said, "If I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me." You lift this up with your 7 chakras, right? It goes all the way to the throat. This is where you get Las Vegas name from, to the vagus nerve, right? And then once it gets to the vagus nerve, that's the 4th dimension. And the last 3 dimensions, which is 7, is divine transition, right? It's divine transition. Fulfillment is for the number 7. This is why those last 3, and this is the power of the try, has to be fulfilled, right? Has to be fulfilled. The last 3. This is why consecration, this is why you understanding what dates of the month that these transaction happens every year. I mean, every month. So you can get 12 a year. How to keep your pineal gland, how to lift up, how to get the crystals. This is where the name Santa Claus come from, right? The center of the brain, the Santa, and then Claus for crystals, Christ, chrism oil, because Santa bring good gifts down the chimney in the center, right? And so another thing is that I want to point out is that, let me see, in the same Genesis 32, let me find the scripture, 32, that God talks to Jacob about prosperity. I said in Luke 11, when the disciples saw God praying in a certain place. Right now, people, your association means so much. Who you are connected with. There was a movie at one time called Sleeping with the Enemy. Right? You all remember that movie? Who you are sleeping with physically, who you are connected with, um, who you allow to have conversations with, right? And also in Genesis 32, let me see, can I find it? God told Jacob to go to a certain place with a certain people, and this is where he will find his prosperity. Let me tell you, this is about the currency system. But as E.T. said, Eric Thomas said, people, you have to know God's economy as well. You have to be in the kingdom economies, right? You have to be in the kingdom economy. You have to tap into the spiritual realm, right? And so that this earthly system can bypass you. You have to be connected with metaphysical at this point. I mean, it's just no other way, right? And so this is 32, chapter 9. I'm going to read. Okay, Ashley, I will give you my Patreon. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share this. You have to be positioned with the right people at the right place. And in great fear and distress, Jacob divided the people who were with him into 2 groups, and the flocks and the herds and the camels as well. And he thought, if Esau comes to attack one group, the group that is left may escape, right? 2 groups. The great reset on one equation and the greatest wealth transfer on another. Then Jacob prayed, "Oh God, my father Abraham, God, my father Isaac, Lord, who saw me," right? And it says, "Go back to your country and your relatives, and I will make you prosper." The people in the place you are connected with is so important in this season. It is very important. And being able, this is why Mika gave to the 11:11. This is why Gwen, this is why many people on my live streams and people, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's time for some of you all to come up higher than 11:11. Right? It's time for some of you all to add a 1 to it and add maybe 2 ones. And it's not because I need it, because it's that you're growing and you've reached another level. And that level is not going to operate for you anymore. That level is just not going to operate for you anymore. Because once you come into the wisdom and knowledge, right, as you shift into a new dimension. And when you shift into a new dimension and another level, to whom much is given, much is required, more is required of you, right? Now, as I told Gwen, I personally don't believe in receiving a tent from anyone. I believe in New Testament, right? Give and it shall be given unto you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Shall men give unto your bosom, to your laps, right? Because the same measure in which you give, the same will be used to measure what is given back to you. And some of your giving measurement, you're at the elementary stages and you've outgrown that stage. Right. Ashley, that's the Patreon. I believe in giving a tenth back to the Lord, the anatomy of what I'm teaching. That's for the Lord. Because if you really look at Malachi chapter 3, right? If you look at Malachi chapter 2, right? The chapter right before chapter 3, right? God was talking to the priests in Malachi about the tithe. Right? He was talking to the priests about the tithe. He had given land to the priests. He had given that to them. And he says, listen, oh my God, Brittany was fast on that. He had given the land to the priests. And he told them, he said, listen, you can have the 90%. I'm gifting you this. You didn't have to labor for. I gave you this. But just keep a 10% in my house because I want meat in my house for my priesthood, for them to perform, right, the spiritual duties. And they did not want to even give a tenth back. You remember the 10 that were healed and cleansed and only one came back and said, thank you? That just represent 1/10. That 1/10 is a spiritual, contractual gifting and agreement between you and God. And you, your body, is the temple of the Holy Ghost. Therefore, glorify God with your body. Right? So I'm going to break down consecration. But as Brittany gave into the $111, and everyone that gives the 1111, but just also know now that the measure in which you will be blessed is in agreement with the amount that you give, right? And I'm not even against people that give like I can use Gwen. I believe she give large amounts, but she give them repetitively. I mean, she give large amounts. She's given 1111 before, and she gives the small amounts, but she gives them like consistently all the time. She's very consistent in her giving and staying in connection with the laws of the universe. As I said on my previous live stream, right? These are the laws of the universe. If you want to change the universal laws of giving and receiving, then you go out and create your own universe. But if you don't have the power to do that, the laws are not going to change because you don't want to believe that this is how the universe operates. Romance Jones, no, I'm not a pastor. I don't have a desire to be a pastor, right? I grew up in the church and my father is a pastor. I have no desire to be a pastor. I like teaching spirituality, and most pastors don't teach what I teach or how I teach it. That's religion in most cases. I'm not saying all, but I'd rather operate under the realms of metaphysical, right? I saw something today, Eric, Mr. Thomas, ET. And I read so much, you all. I read so much. I can't remember what book I was reading, but it says manage your territory. Oh, I know what I was reading. What millionaires do in the morning. It talked about managing your territory, protecting your territory. One way to do that is to give. It's wealth creation, right? And so Luke 11 talks about the certain place that Jesus prayed. See, my mentor said it this way. I don't think he'll mind. I'm gonna share what he showed me on his Facebook page. And he said it this way. Every seed has an assignment, right? But if I could twist it or critique it just a little bit, I would say every seed has a certain soil. If I could tweak it just a little bit, right? And this is the picture, right, that goes with this. Every seed, this is his picture, has an assignment. My seed is working for me. And I thought this was great, right? But if I could tweak it and put my spin to it, I would say every seed has a certain soil. Every seed has a certain soil. Right. Brittany says as I was talking, she was trying to give super chat. I usually give on Cash App, but I truly appreciate. I learned something. Thank you. And that's just the law of giving and receiving. Right. That's just the law of giving and receiving. Now, Kiki, I don't want to get into this about women qualifying to being pastors. There are plenty of women leaders, right? In the Old Testament, they told Deborah that the men told her, who was a judge, that we will not go unless you lead us. There are plenty of women in the Bible that operate in leadership, power, and position who don't need to be pastors. I say that again. Plenty of women in the Bible who operate in power and position and prosperity. Let me add another P. That don't need to be pastor. Why be a pastor when you can operate as a queen? You got Lydia, who was the seller of purple linen, an exquisite material, only worn by the wealthy and the riches. You had the Proverbs 31st woman who had multiple businesses and multiple sources of income. So why be degraded to a pastor when you can operate in power, position, and prosperity as a woman? Don't get it twisted, right? Because God is neither male or female, right? God operates or is often considered as he because of the masculine energy, but God is simply a spirit, right? It's a spirit. If you looked at a picture of an alien, for example, would you say, hey, that's a he or she, or would you say that's it? Right? And that's how God is a spirit. I'm not saying God is a it, but God is simply a spirit. It's not a male or female. It operates mostly off of masculine energy. But God says, I am a spirit, and they that worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth. Right? When the movie E.T. came out about extraterrestrials, did you look at E.T. and say that's a woman or that's a man? But because the masculine energy was more predominant, most people would say it's a he, right? And not a she. But it looks neither nor like a man or a woman. Matter of fact, in Genesis, right? In Genesis, when God created male and female, look at the sixth day. And when the woman was divided from or taken out of the man, right? There is an order of operations, right? Man was created first. Man is the king. But what I'm saying is you can be a queen as well, right? I'm not getting it twisted. God did do the order of operations. However, God did not name Eve. Adam did, or Atom, or atom, as they say it in science, or it's pronounced in science. God did not name her Eve. God called both of them Atom or Adam because he saw neither male nor female, right? So Luke 11, the 11:11 movement is about prosperity partnerships, Genesis 1 and 1 is about Elohim. Elohim is mentioned 33 times in the Bible. You had a vertebrae, the 33 vertebrae that shifts up your anointing, your crystals as well. Plenty of money, Deuteronomy 1 and 11, right? And then perfect health and peace, right? Peace is positive energy, always creates elevation, always create elevation, always. And then you have provision, purpose, protection from predators. Let me tell you, once you tap into universal laws, people, you have a wall of protection. Do not be in fear because I'm sharing this information with you. As a matter of fact, be thankful that you come into the knowledge, right? And operate in faith, right? And operate in faith. This last thing, or I want to read to you all, and then I'm going to show Elon Musk's small clip about the brain chip. Mr. Eric Thomas says, Luke 15, Jesus talked about the recovery of the lost coin, commerce, discovered by a woman. Most of his miracles were manifested to women. Understand the times. Um, people have not been noticing, but whenever they talk about this, they always put the face of a black woman who's also Adama. Adama is the black soil of the name in which Atom was created from. Another thing, there were wealthy women that financed Jesus' ministry. See, that's in my book that's coming out, Woman, Thou Art Wealthy. It breaks all of this down. There were wealthy women that financed Jesus' ministry, right? Let's see. I see Genesis 1:11. Let's see what Patricia's talking about. Female Genesis 1:11, women are not the same and men don't give birth. Yeah, I agree with that. Look at me. Leave me 1 second. Let me see. Patricia, let me see what Genesis. I can't go by and not look up Genesis 1:11. I mean, I cannot not see my code. Okay, Genesis 1:11. God creates a good world and commissions humans to rule it. But they choose to rebel or rebellion again and again. When God looks at the world that was made, he declares it was good. It was good. He installs humans as partners. Yes, he did. As in ruling creation. Yes, he did. But the humans choose to do what is good in their own eyes. Wow. Ultimately leading to death. Genesis 1:11. And God says, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its own kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. The seed was in itself, within itself, whose seed is in itself. The seed is within you. Speaking of the seed and soil, the seed is within itself, right? I'm not even finna get into the fruit tree whose seed, fruit son, was in. That's right, it was in itself. So, Patrice, why couldn't woman be in man though? I'm not saying that man gave birth, but why couldn't a woman be in the man? Right? It's just like I can't think of conjoined twins, right? That was born joint at the hip and the side, right? Um, mm, I don't think a man. I don't. That's never happened again, right? I do think that she was within him because God made them the two shall become one, right? I won't say birth because now it is still true that a man can only give seed. A man always gives the seed, and the woman is the only one that can birth. A man cannot birth. A woman is the only one that can birth, that can multiply. And when you look at the soil and the ground, it is the only thing that can harvest and create life and multiple multiplication forms, right? And the soil is Adama. So I wouldn't say that Adam birthed a woman. A man cannot birth. A man is a seed giver. I always have been and always been. Now, the woman was within Adam because Adam was created from Adama. So she was in him. And God, the Spirit, was attracted from him or extracted, right? A woman never has a seed. A woman never has a seed. A man always give a woman seed. That's where his sperm is. A woman never has a seed. That's why seed is in sperm. A woman never is the seed giver. She is the birther, right? She is the birther. She is the soil. She is what receives. She's the receiver, right? Eggs that has to be fertilized through a seed. So I'm reading this book, Ice to Eskimos, right? Ice to Eskimos. And I just want to share this with you all because it had the number 1,000. So it's a friend of mine who's a real estate agent who used a version of the quick fix silver bullet. A simple program, right? A lot of people want a quick fix, right? A quick fix, a silver bullet, right? But silver is going to save you in this recession. Just saying, silver is going to save you. And so a friend wanted a way to increase sales, and they sent out greeting cards and past clients, and they weren't the normal greeting cards you would buy in a store. My friend created the cards himself. These 4 colors for the completion of a whole things. Humorous cards reminded his friends that he was always on the lookout for referrals, right, in the real estate business. People thinking about buying or selling a house. This gentle little nudge that the cards provided produced a ton of referrals. Since this worked for him, he thought these cards would work for any realtor, right? Every real estate agent in the country should have these cards, my friend told me, and I agreed. These cards are so good, I'm going to send a brochure to every real estate agent in the country, he said. Now, his friend disagreed. She said, test the cards first. Buy 1,000 names and try it. But there are over 700,000 real estate agents out there somewhere, so why just test 1,000? He ran off and raised money for this project. He couldn't raise enough money to reach every real estate agent in the country, so he mailed flyers to real estate agents in 13 Western states. He got orders, not enough orders, however, to cover the cost. He almost spent himself into an oblivion. On the brink of the oblivion, my friend came to my house one night. We worked on his flyers. We developed 2 versions. One version had a terrific, unbelievable money back guarantee. The other had a normal watered down guarantee. I recommended that he try each version to test the base of only 1,000, right? 1,000 realtors will tell you whether you have a product or not and how you should approach the rest. I said the cost to reach only 1,000 realtors was only $500, and that would not have spent you into an oblivion. The version with the great guarantees, Grand Slam home run results, only produced about 7,500 in sales. That's a $15 to dollar ratio, right? So the point of this is, people, before you try to reach the masses of any message, right? Reach the minority first. Any message you may have moving into this recession, right? If you're in the home-based business, for an example, right? If you are walking in purpose and you want to educate people about um, the health effects coming up, the nanotechnology, the chips, the AI technology, right? Reach the minority first, right? Before you try to reach the masses. Reach the 1,000, reach the 1, reach the 11, reach the 100, reach the 1,000, and then you can reach your 10,000. But my whole point of this, people, is that we are entering into a recession. And I'm spiritually trying to show you in scripture how to protect your health and your wealth, right? But some of you all don't have a single aim of focus. You don't have a single aim of focus, and you're trying to go out here and you don't have one single target, but you're shooting at everything. Your mind is all over the place. You're bringing up things in the scripture that is not to the point of my video, and I'm going to ignore it. I took a little teachable moment, but my whole point, and some of you all missed it because you're getting on the Adam and Eve topic. You missed the 666 financial transformation. You missed the pineal gland. And this is why most people will not become rich in spirit or in their bank account during a recession, because they cannot focus on the main things. They're focused on the minors. They won't focus on the major. They're focused on the major. They won't focus on the minor at all. Their mind is so distracted. They want to get into this Adam and Eve discussion. And man was not made for the woman, and the woman was this. And that's not the title or the point of my video. Now, I touch bases on that for a second, but did you understand the 666 financial transformation? At the end of my lesson, that's the question I'm going to ask you. You all are too busy. You are too religious to be rich, both spiritually and naturally, right? And you're spiritual and you're spooky. Now, how about that? You're spiritual and you're spooky, and you will not reach, your message will not reach the masses because you major, or you're trying to major on the major things and not focus on the minor things. Right. And the enemy, and this whole thing is distraction. It's a distraction. You didn't get the point about the certain place and a certain people. Again, you're spiritual and spooky, and you're too religious to be rich. So go ahead and have your debates about Adam and Eve, who has the seed. Is Eve evil? But what's going to be evil is your checking account and your financial situation, because you're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting the message. You're not getting the message. So on that note, Brittany and everyone that gave into the 1111, we're going to share this quick thing. Too religious to be rich, and spiritual and spooky. Right? Did not get the message of the 666 financial revelation at all.
Any veins or arteries so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage. You sort of think like if you stab something with a wire, surely it will bleed, but actually at a really small scale, it does not.
Now, I can't believe I'm giving you specs on a brain chip, but here we go. It has an all-day battery life, wireless charging, and it's designed to wirelessly connect to your phone via Bluetooth with a range of 5 to 10 meters. And the whole thing, the chip, the surgery, the full cyborg experience, will start off expensive, but Musk says it'll hopefully eventually only cost a couple of $1,000s. He wants it to be about as expensive as laser eye surgery. Okay, so you're with me so far. I'm going to expand the brain meme. We're going to Sparkle Brain, and this is where it gets weird. Elon Musk did a demo and brought out 3 live pigs, one without a brain implant, one who'd had a link implanted and then had it removed without any issues, and a third pig named Gertrude that had had a chip in for 2 months. We got to see a live reading of the neurons in the pig's brain firing in real time, specifically the neurons that were sending and receiving messages from her snout.
So what the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink in Gertrude's head. So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here.
We also saw the chip predicting the pig's movements based on brain activity. And we saw the electrodes firing and stimulating neurons and lighting up different brain regions. And that opens the door to some pretty game-changing applications for the link, beyond creating some kind of pork-borg. Neuralink's head neurosurgeon, Matthew McDougall, said the first trials of the link would be aimed at treating things like paraplegia. The company said it received FDA breakthrough device designation in July. Now, that's not the same as FDA approval, but it is a fast track to getting a medical device out in the field. But Neuralink doesn't want to stop there, and that is where we go full galaxy brain. There was talk of curing blindness by implanting the link in the visual cortex, treating mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and addiction, connecting the link to a heads-up display so you could walk around like the Terminator. And then there were basic ideas like, I don't know, telepathy, replaying your own memories, superhuman vision, and the ability to see ultraviolet light. Oh, and connecting your brain and uploading it into a robot.
It's encoded in memory. You could upload. You could basically store your memories as a backup and restore the memories.
You all, I cannot find. Hold on.
Or into a robot body.
Okay. I couldn't find the video. I found it. She said placing in a robot. People understand Revelations 13, the mark of the beast, the chip in order to purchase. Understand your health practices to activate your pineal gland. Keep your spiritual eye open and keep yourself spiritually focused, right? Don't try to major on the majors. In this case, keep yourself focused and major on the minors. Laser focus, right? Yeah, telling people that they can be cured. I don't know where that link is. I've exited out already. Just YouTube Elon Musk brain chip. It probably will come up. And Sweden cashless society, right? So people, I pray, right? As Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and to give you a future with an expected end, with expected hope. That's the plans. Understand, right? Oh, thank you, Liz. I know it's a lot of things. And listen, this is not a scare tactic because knowledge is power. Once you have the knowledge, this is like the art of war. This is the art of war. See, you have to know what weapons in the art of war to use in order to know how to combat. If you are ignorant to the enemy's devices, then you don't know. But the great thing is you understand this monetary system. And because you have a wall of protection. Listen, and I wrote this in my notes because I shared this with you all to give you faith. God does not operate in the spirit of fear, but in love, power, and a sound mind. The enemy is attacking a lot of people's mind. They going too deep in the spiritual world, and their mind is being attacked, and they don't even recognize it. They don't even recognize it. This has been started for a long time, right? In 1902, John D. Rockefeller created the General Education Board, which provided major funding for the creation of the American public school system. So they won't teach this stuff. They won't teach you about the currency system. I read this quote today, right? If the love of money is the root of all evil, right, then what is the root of our money? I'm going to say that again. If the love of money, the love of cash, where's my cash? If the love of this is the root of our evil, then what is the root of our money? John D. Rockefeller also said, I do not want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. I'm leaving you out with this. I'm leaving you out with this to build your faith. Thank you so much, Wendell Williams. I love when I see double, double. I'm leaving you out with this, right? I'm leaving you out with this to increase your faith. See, God only came back to earth to influence, to bring his influence here. This is the kingdom of heaven, right? This is what the kingdom of heaven is. God's influence on earth. Joy, peace, righteousness, prosperity, health, control everything on earth. The winds, the waters, the birds, the fish, even the demons. You got control. Don't have no fear. Have no fear. You have control over all of this. The art of war, you got to know the devices, though. As people give the 11:11 and blessings to all. See, we're creating power right now in alignment with the universe on a whole other realm. On a whole other realm. And a whole other realm right now, because you got prosperous peoples and partnerships in one place. Right? We got prosperous peoples and partnerships in one place. So prayer is answered in three realms, right? First of all, it is answered in the human realm. Your prayer will be answered in the hands of another human being. That's number one. That's why the Bible says, when you give, it shall be given unto you in good measure, pressed down, shaken it together. Shall men give unto your bosom? It's answered in the human realm. Humans must move, right? They must be moved, and the will of God must be done. Every prayer handled inappropriately in this realm, right, of human, every prayer request, when you don't operate it in this realm of giving and receiving, right, every prayer you send up will be removed. Lord, Gwen, I just can't. I'm not even gonna say nothing, because I'm not gonna cancel out your blessing. I'm not gonna say anything negative. God, Gwen, you gonna be just on a whole nother level of bliss, both spiritually and naturally. So, and most people not gonna be able to handle your new level and your shift. They probably will be removed from your life, and it is going to hurt you for a small, just a little while emotionally. But God is going to bring better people and better relationships and stronger connections. See, for every gain that you get in life, there has to be a loss. For every level you get to in life, it has to be a loss. That's another universal law. Every gain requires a loss. But guess what? You're going to gain a higher and a better relationships and connections, right? The second realm that prayer is answered in is the angelic realm. This is Daniel chapter 9. This was the end of slavery prayer. Angels are coming through to bring some of you all, especially the ones who gave some answers. Let's look at Daniel chapter 9 right quick. Your days of enslavement, listen, 1,000 will fall as I pull up Daniel chapter 9. Give me 1 second. A 1,000 may fall at your right hand. But we talked about that chip in the right hand. We got 111 people in right now, and the number 4. 4. I'm going to show you all something. It's probably not going to look its best, but I'm going to show you why this 1114 code is so important. It's not going to look the best, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. It's a work in progress. I have somebody designing this for me. But when it came to me, I had to draw it up, right? So I'm not an illustrator, right? Why the 1114 code came up. So I got to show this to you. But 1,000 will fall at your right side and 10,000 at your right hand, people. I don't care what they try to chip in your hand. But none of it's going to come near you. None of it will come. None of it will come now your dwelling. You have a wall of protection around you, right? And Daniel chapter 9, it talks about the Lord, our God, that brought our people out of Egypt with a mighty hand, right? And they confess, Lord, we have sinned, we have done wrong, and keeping all your righteous act. Listen, all of us have. All of us have, right? All, including me. This spirituality is a journey, as Nipsey Hussle would say. It's a marathon, people. Spirituality is no joke, and it's not a sprint. And I'm not talking about having a debate over man and woman. I'm talking about real spirituality where you're consecration and you're getting direct download for God, right? And it says, the people said, the Lord did not hesitate to bring disaster upon us, right? Because in everything he does, yet we have not obeyed him. And it says, now, Lord, who brought your people out of Egypt with a mighty hand, who made for yourself a name that endures to this day. We have sinned, we have done wrong, Lord, and keeping out of your righteous act. We turn away your anger and your wrath, right? But they said, now, God, hear our prayers and petitions. For your sake, Lord, right? Look with favor upon your desolate sanctuary. Give ear, our God, and hear. Open your eyes and see the desolation of the city that bears your name. We do not make requests because we are righteous, right? Lord, I'm not making this request because I'm righteous. I'm the most righteous person, but because of your great mercy. And he said, Lord, listen, forgive, Lord, hear and cry out. Act, do not delay. I'm praying right now, everyone that gave, that God asks for you speedily and efficiency, and he do not delay and withhold your blessings, because your city and your people bear your name. And they said the 77s, 7, the fulfillment, the divine transition, the 7 colors in the rainbow. When God said, I will put you in remembrance, I will not forget. I won't forget you. And he said, while I was speaking and praying, confessing my sin, and the sin of the people in Israel, and making my request to the Lord, my God, his holy hill, while I was still in prayer, Gabriel, the man I seen in the earlier vision, came to me in a swift flight. You are going to get swift blessings. You remember in Deuteronomy, I said great prosperity. You're going to get swift blessings. Swift flight in the time of the evening sacrifice. And he instructed to me and said, Daniel, I have now come to give you insight and understanding. People, you have insight and understanding. As soon as you begin to pray, a word went out, which I have come to tell you, for you are highly esteemed. Therefore, consider the word and understand the vision. Listen, people, you are highly esteemed. Right? Right? You are highly, a swift blessing gonna come your way. Swift. In an everlasting place of righteousness, to seal up the vision and the price, a swift blessing, and the angels are coming. So I wasn't even planning to go here, but let's go here. You all want to go? Let's go here. Let me find my Deuteronomy scripture, right? Of great prosperity. Listen, it will not come near you, right? I do not want anybody walking in fear. That's for the people that don't have the knowledge. Right? That's for the people that don't have the spiritual insight. That's for the people that don't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 11, people. Right? None of this is going to be fun. And I'm talking to the people that gave. I know listen, you got 3 categories of people in your life. You got haters. They are needed as well. They are needed, right? You got participators, people that come in and comment. They gonna like the contest. They gonna chime in. They're gonna offer their information, right? Their knowledge of what is true to them. And then you got the players. The players. You have the players. See, you got the haters, the participators, and the players. See, I'm a coach, right? I'm a coach. I like the players. The players are the ones that come in and execute the X's and O's, right? And they see the vision and they follow the mission and they get in partnership and they get in covenant. Now the participators are the one that's commenting. That's how the participators going to do. They're going to like the video. They might give it a thumbs up. They might give it a thumbs down. They're only participators. This message is not for them. This message right here is for the players. And then you got your haters, right? That's why God says, I will bless you. I will prepare a table for you right in the presence of your enemies. So you're going to eat that good. Right in their presence. Don't block them. Don't block them. I thought I was going to block some people tonight, but see, the grace of God was on me. I didn't even need to block them. I couldn't see them anyway. You got your haters, your participators, and your players. I'm finna turn to Coach Deloach in a minute because see, you are Deuteronomy 28 and 11. The Lord will give you great prosperity in the offspring of your body and in the offspring of your livestock. That means whatever stocks you may have, your crypto, your land, your cattle, whatever your livestock, and the produce of your ground, right? And in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. You're going to get great prosperity. No. This not going to come near you. You are connected with both the spiritual and the earth realm. I mean, swiftly, Daniel chapter 9. See, I didn't have to share this with you today, but I had it right here in front of me. And the third realm in which your prayers are answered, people, right, is what I just read to you. God will step over human beings and angels to answer prayers for you. He will do it. See, the word wrestle was mentioned 7 times in the Bible. 7 times in King James, wrestle. There's 4 things that man wrestled against. You wrestle against yourself. Y'all got me. Y'all done shifted me tonight. I promise you. That's why I tell you why I be trying to hold this, right? I be trying to hold this because I know when these numbers come, revelation gonna come out of me. See, wrestle was mentioned 7 times in the Bible, right? You wrestle against yourself. And that includes your families too sometimes, your family traits. You wrestle within your mind. You wrestle with your inadequacies, your shortcomings, right? Your inadequacies. I can't hardly even say it. I'm so excited. And then you wrestle with another human being. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual weakness, right? So you wrestle with other human beings like Jacob wrestled with Esau, right? Rachel wrestled against Leah. 411 people, I'm telling you. And then you wrestle against evil spirits and demonic, right? You wrestle against evil spirits and demonic. You got Matthew 13. Matthew 13. Let's look at that real quick. I mean, let's go on in. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it big. If we're gonna get swift blessings and great prosperities, we're gonna get it. If we're gonna get breakthroughs that we never gotten in our life, right? Breakthroughs. These four things I'm telling, some things, these four things have been holding some people up. They've been wrestling with their mind. They've been wrestling with their shortcomings. They've been wrestling with their families. They've been wrestling within, right? They've been wrestling with human beings. Jacob and Esau, right? Rachel and Leah, wrestling against evil spirits, right? And because in Matthew 13, right? In Matthew 13, as soon as the seed was sown, and it came up quickly, right? And let me share this with you, the parable of the sower. Oh my God, I can't even see all these super chats. I'm on a whole nother screen. Give me 1 second. I tell you, thank you. I'm speaking to everybody that give me the super chat. I'm just trying to highlight them, right? The same day Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake, right? A certain place. And guess what? He was with certain people. And such large crowds gathered around him. And he got into a boat, see, a certain place, and he sat in it. And while all the people, certain people, stood at the shore, then he told them many things about the parables. Parables. Parables release prosperity. A farmer went out to sow his seed, and he was scattering the seed, and some fell along the path, and birds came and ate it up. Right? Wrestling with evil spirits, right? Birds come, try to eat up your seed. Some fell on rocky places where it didn't have much soil. See, I told you how earlier, right? That it's the seed and the soil for me. It's the seed and the soil for me. The power of the two, the twin towers, the pituitary and the pineal gland. It's the seed and the soil for me. Right? It's the seed and the soil for me. Some fell along a path. The birds came, gathered. Then some fell on rocky places. See, it just wasn't much soil, right? It did spring up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came, the sun, that sun gazing we talking about, that open up that pineal gland, and what happens at daybreak in Jacob, right? When he rose at daybreak, see, some of y'all daybreak is coming. And the sun came up, right? And it did scorch some of these because it had no root. I told you all earlier. If the love of money is the root of all evil, then what is the root of the money? If the love of money is the root of all evil, then what is the root of the money? See, that's about to be destroyed too. Wicked government is about to be destroyed at the root. And other seeds, they fell upon thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Just choked. Some people are so stressed and de-stressed right now, right? Some people are so messed up. They choking. They're barely above water level, right? Their health is deteriorating because they don't know. They don't have the secrets, the keys to the kingdom like you do. But when the seed fell on good, say it's the seed in the soil for me, baby. When the seed fell on that good, when the seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, Some people got 100 swiftly. Some got 60. Some got 30 times what they gave. Swiftly, the angels are going to bring this because you got into good soil, good seed, good soil. Then the end it says, whoever has ears, let them hear. My mentor said every seed has an assignment, but I think every seed has soil, right? I'm just going to borrow his and add my own little to it. Every seed has soil, people. When you get into that good soil, then God going to prepare you a good plate, a good table, right there where your enemies can watch you. The 4-in-1. The Trinity, the prayers are answered in the 3 realms. See, all of my spiritual people, see, they gone now. You know how I get people out for me? All I do is get into this word. See, they can't stand that. See, it's one thing to be spiritual, but it's another thing when you're spiritual and scripture. They can't take the word, people. They cannot take this word. I know how to get them off. I do. They can get off my live streams. I can get into this word. And so this was my design concept. It was just today. I was thinking, I said, I want to change the name of my group for my home-based business partners, right? And I saw something that says all for one and one for all. And I thought about Lil Wayne album, A Millie, right? A Millie. And Lil Wayne got that song, A Millie, I think it was 2008. And I said, I'm going to call this the 111 Millie movement, right? Millionaire movement. And I'm going to put in there all for one and one for all. And then you know what I put on the bottom, people? You know what I put on the bottom for those 4 pillars of one, the 4 columns? I put 4 pockets full. Everybody that gave, some people may be off the live stream, right? Some people may be off the live stream. But if you're watching this in the replay, this is the swift blessings. 4 pockets full. Right? Let me see who's at my door. 4 pockets full. Give me 1 second. Oh, live stream. You must not have your My key in the house. Oh, okay. All right, that's my daughter coming in. 4 pockets full, people. 4 pockets full. And then too, gave me this. All for one, one for all, right? All for one and one for all. Gave me this. I saw this other design. I said, okay, 4 pockets full. I like that. The 111 1 Millie movement. And then I reminded about Spike Lee, 40 acres and a mule. Right? Some of these repercussions and things that they've done during slavery and reparations are going to come through. And you have to operate under the universal laws. Good seed, good soil. 111 Millie movements. 4 pockets full. That's why I was saying the 4111 code. 4, and I already had it back here before this even came to me. I said, I got to change this. 4 pockets full, right? Gwen, I didn't even see it, right? Oh, okay. I didn't even see that comment to you. You brought that name out. I'm telling you, I'm on a spiritual high. But Gwen, just go ahead and block them. You got the power. You don't have to say that to them. Just go ahead and block them, right? We're just gonna go ahead and block them out. 4 pockets full. Overflow of blessing, right? An overflow of blessings. So I'm logging out, you all, right? I'm logging out. But I'm telling you, 4 pockets full, people. 1111. 4 pockets full. I was telling somebody else today in the home-based business, right? 4 different ways. I'll tell my private home-based business Zoom training. 4 different ways. As we're exactly at the 144 mark, I'm going to log off. 4 pockets full, right? 4 pockets full. And I was telling them it's just 4 different ways to get paid in the home-based business. You get paid daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly, right? 4 pockets full, people. Multiple sources of income streams flowing to you and through you. Multiple sources flowing to you and through you. The kingdom of God is God's way of doing things, his mode of operation, but it's also, right, releasing blessings supernatural from the invisible world, invisible realm, from the heavens to this earth realm as well. Swiftly. I got 3 checks this week, 3 checks. When I'm logging off when I tell this story, 3 checks. And my mail was delivered to my neighbor. And one of them was a check. And for whatever reason, the neighbor just gave it to me last week, right? But the mail was delivered to in July. And I'm like, it's mid-August, could have gave it to me. This is money. This is a check, right? And when I opened up my mailbox, it was 2 more checks from the same address, same attorney's office. And I said, I got 3 more checks unexpectedly. Some of you're going to get swift, unexpected blessings. Supernatural. And I gave you that story and scenario to say this. Somebody has their money, your money in their hand. They're going to release it. See, my neighbor had that check since July. Held up, but had released it. Somebody got your money in their hand and they're going to release it. It's got to be released to you. Supernatural. Listen, I can't wait to hear the testimonies. I can't wait. Thank you so much, Brandon, to hear the supernatural testimonies. Right. The key word was unexpected blessings, overflow. Deuteronomy 28:11, great prosperity. And whoever told me about Terminator T1000, I probably watched that tonight. I don't know. I know I'm supposed to be asleep at sunset, but I think God has already gave me a divine download. If I don't watch it tonight, it'll probably be Tuesday. That's my daughter's birthday, or Wednesday, so I'll be with her Tuesday, right? So great prosperity, you all. Swift blessings, angelically brought to you according to Daniel chapter 9. Good seed, good soil, right? Matthew 13, good seed, good soil. Listen, people, this is to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit, people, your crypto. I just hope your crypto just go crypto crazy this week. Oh, my Cash App. Okay, thank you, Wealth Builder. Thank you so much. I just hope your crypto investments just go crazy in a great way of returns, right? Everything your hand touch will prosper, right? 1,000 may fall at your side, people, but 10,000 at their right hand. You good. You got a wall of protection. You have a wall of protection, right? And so magnify with your mind, manifest with your mouth, right? Maximize your mission and multiply your money. Okay, you're in crypto. Good. Now listen, Charisma. I can help you get an instant pay raise now. Don't text me now because it's dark. But if you need some more cash flow and you're in a position or you need passive income, if you have a paycheck, I can get experts to analyze your paycheck. And as a matter of fact, shoot, it's already a 2-hour live stream. So hey, I'm gonna show you how it's done. Show you how it's done. Show you exactly what the strategy is while we're on that live stream. It's Philip. I'm glad I stayed in because people still want to get in on this blessing, right? Philip want to get in at this blessing at the 11:11. This is how you get your instant pay raise to invest, to make more investments. This is what the home-based business does, right? And I always compare this to 2 Kings chapter 4 woman, right? 7 out of the possible 180, is really 475, but they say 180 home-based business tax deductions that can save you money and increase your paycheck, people, every month, every week, every bi-weekly, however you get paid, right? These are the common tax deductions that they listed on here. The number of miles that you drive includes your vehicles, 70% of the total miles being converted to the eligible business miles. That's 58 cents per mile, people, at a rate that you get back. Cell phone expenses, right? See, we turn your bills into business expenses. Wasn't that good, you all? Yeah, the home-based business turn your bills, right, into now a business expense. As Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman. So everything that the cash is flowing out of you, it comes back to you through the home-based business. Internet expense. See, most people are paying these as bills. The cost of business meals, travel expenses, business trips, health insurance premium. Did you know that? Your children, ages 7 to 17, that you can employ, or even if you got the intent to employ, right? Home-based business paying each child $5,000 a year of the $12,000 in tax-free income. So they look at that. You can plug and play this in, and you can click here to calculate your savings. And if you already know, right, what tax bracket that you're in, the average tax bracket is 18%. So let's say you have 2 kids. I don't look at this, 10,000 already. Back to you. I don't know. Health insurance premium, we're just gonna put 233. You take a business trip, you're a speaker, or even you can make your vacation a paycation. See, why vacate? Just go on vacations. People that don't have financial education, they don't even get their money back. All you got to do is turn your vacation into a business. You can share the business with somebody while on vacation. The meals that you eat is tax deductible. I can have a business meeting with somebody. We can have a nice meal. Right, it's $3,000 back, just a $500 expense over a course of time. You pay $80 a month. Let's say for internet. Internet times 12, 16. What's that? $960 a year approximately. 11,000 of that, you get $11,520 back. Right? Let's just say you spend $50 a month for cell phone, $600 a year, $7,200 of annual deductions back. Miles you drive, right? I don't know. I'm just plugging numbers in. Say $12,986 for the year. This is how you shift your money back to you. Through a home-based business. This is how you shift it back to you and through you. So I'm your woman, honey. If you need some more money to invest in crypto, we can find it. I can find that for you. Oh, we can get you 4K. We can get that up. Right? We can get that up for you. And if you still have a job, if you don't have a job, right? Passive income strategies by sharing this information with other people that do have jobs. You get paid to help others fix their money problems. Right? So text HBB to 601-720-2063. Not now. Text at daybreak. And I'll let you know, Charisma. Right. Okay. Slaving for Amazon. Now I want to invest in settlement. Okay. 4 kids. Well, you get even more tax deduction. And with your 4 kids, because you're getting a child tax credit now, this will really help you in January because you won't be able to take advantage of the child tax credit when you file taxes in January because they're paying you ahead of time. So this will really help you with that taxation come January 1st as well. So again, just text me in the morning. Listen, you all, Queen out, Queen out. I'm so excited. I know I'm going to hear testimonials and breakthroughs this week. Charisma, the experts, not me. Look at your paycheck, IRS certified experts, and analyze if you're paying more in taxes, right? And even if you don't have a job, you still get the other tax benefits, and you refer that to people, and it positions you for passive income from your referral. It's 120 people on. Oh, well, let's go for it, right? Let's go ahead and give me 5 more minutes. Let's make it an even 2 hours live stream. I'm going to show you how that is done. The passive income strategy is done as well, because some people may not have a job. They can get an instant pay raise. So this is how the passive income strategy is, or works. Trying to. Well, I got it up. So I was trying to take away this side bar. This is how the passive income works. So the power of 3, I believe in 3, the Trinity. If you have 3 people get an instant pay raise and taught them to do the same, right? So the power of 3, you help 3 people. Then those 3 people help 3, which equals 9 people, totality or total, right? And then, let me delete this. I'll delete it later. I don't know what, it's just something showing up. And then you help those 3, or those 3 get 3. And after you repeat, rinse and repeat and do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You can get up to $30,000 a month. I heard Steve Harvey say it like this. You have a $10 product. Know how to flip that product to 10 people for $10 10 times, and rinse and repeat and do it over and over again, right? Yeah, G-Man, it will help. You can text me as well. Rinse and repeat the formula over and over again, right? Rinse and repeat the formula over and over again, and passive income. Even with people that already have businesses, they don't have experts that's notifying them and educating them about the money that they're leaving on the table and losing, about all of these tax breaks. Even how to get money back from your children. So when you're spending the groceries and et cetera, it's a strategies, right? Strategies create success, right? Success is a system, people. It's a system. It's a system of a makeup of strategies, right? So I'm looking forward to you all texting me in the morning. Again, 601 720-2063. Text HBB. That's abbreviated for home-based business. You all, Queen out. Have a great, great night. Hello, Todd. You're late. It's a long live stream, but it was good. You might want to watch the replay.